Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I support this legislation, H.R. 3730, sponsored by Mr. Sablon and Ms. Rattawagen, which would create an advisory committee on veterans living in outlying areas and freely associated states, including island territories. The advisory committee would have a variety of members, including experts from the covered geographic areas. The Secretary will be able to consult regularly with and receive the input of this advisory committee regarding administration of benefits and VA programs. Once established, the advisory committee would report annually on the needs of the covered veterans and provide much needed recommendations. This bipartisan legislation is supported by the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, Minority Veterans of America, Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from Illinois.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of H.R. 3730 to create a VA advisory committee on better serving veterans' needs in the territories. For a number of Congresses, Congresswoman Rattawagen, Congresswoman Gonzalez-Colon, and Congressman Sablon, and other delegates from the territories have honorably served their veterans and constituents. Committee staff has traveled with many of our delegates and colleagues to the Northern Mariana Islands, American Samoa, and Puerto Rico. We have seen firsthand the disparities and the difficulties that their veterans face when trying to access health care and benefits from the VA. The combination of limited transportation options, the lack of local resources, the overlap of federal agencies and jurisdictions, and the complexity around VA care in neighboring foreign nations make the territories very difficult from the rest different from the rest of the nation and difficult to work in. Unfortunately, the colleagues the challenges that the veterans in the territories face always seem to slide down to the bottom of VA's priority list. While I am generally skeptical of new advisory committees, I believe the voices of the veterans in the territories are not being heard. And I share Congresswoman Rattawagen's and Congressman Sablon's goal of elevating their needs. For those reasons, I support the bill, and I encourage my colleagues to do the same. And with that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from California.